Hey yo, hell couldn't stop him, and now the rules have changed. Turn me up. Black Phone 2. So this joint takes place 4 years after the first movie. Finney and Gwen are older, but Finney's still having a hard time with the aftermath after he took out the grabber, you feel me? Gwen's dreams are getting more intense, and she's starting to see her mom now, which is crazy. Finney's still getting ghost calls, but he's dismissing them. Like when he answers, he just be like, yo, I can't help you, and then he hangs up. So the mom aspect is taking precedence in this movie, and it leads him to Camp Alpine, which is this Christian camp up in the mountains in Denver where their mom used to work. So what they do is they go in there and apply to work at CITs, which is counselors in training, so they can go up there and investigate. And they also take Ernesto with them, who is Robin's little brother. And Robin is Finney's old boy that got by the grabber in the first one. So when they get to camp, it's basically a race against time to save those little boys that she's seen in her dream. You know, save them, free them, release them. You know what I mean? Only this time the grabber, he shows up uninvited to the party, and dude is still locked in on Finney. He's gonna get his get back, and the only way he gonna do that is to get to Gwen. He told Finney she gonna have to catch the paws on his behalf. Spoiler alert, I don't watch the trailers. So when I seen the poster for this joint, the mask, it's all iced up. I'm thinking, what could the story really be? The first one was cool, I'll give it a solid B+, but I really didn't see a sequel coming out of it. So going into the movie, I was wide-eyed, like, yo, what direction are you gonna take? Once the movie got going, I'm like, I'm cool with this. Okay, I see what y'all doing. They kept Finney in the whole ghost phone situation, which they had to because it is called Black Phone, but they took and expounded on Gwen and everything that she got going on, right? They took elements from the first movie that they only touched on and didn't really get in detail with, and they brought into this one. Gwen's dreams are evolving and becoming more powerful, and her dreams are starting to blend into reality, and that's shown by what looks like 8mm film. And I am 100% sure Scott Dickerson, who is a director for Black Phone, took that inspiration from Sinister because he's also the director for that. And Ethan Hawke and James Ransom star in both the movies. Go figure, right? If you ain't seen Sinister, go run. I like the graphic nature, the gore of the deaths. They went in on them boys. Poor boys, yo. They didn't hold no punches. You know, stabbed, chopped, and burned. Went out the ill way, for real. I still love the portrayal of the communication when somebody's on the phone and the kids or whoever, the grabber, is right there on the other's end, you know, standing right next to him. And that dynamic is really strong on screen. I think between the character relations and stuff like that. I think it's one of the most fire aspects of the movie, of the franchise. Well, I'll say the movie series as of now. It's like they're close but far at the same time. So we get to see what happens to Mom, because she's such a pivotal, part in the kids' lives. We only got a few words on it in the first one, but this one we really see. Now we see it's one of those okay moments, you know. I also like the changing state of decay of the grabber. Like throughout the movie, you see, I don't know what was the cause of it, or it's just something that they threw in there, but you see that he's constantly getting worse in worse shape. Speaking of, I like that we got a backstory from the grabber. I like the fact that he was still in hot pursuit of Finney. Hell couldn't stop him, so he's gonna do whatever he whatever he can in his power to stay on track of who he really is. You feel me? I think that aspect of the character development made him stronger on his position, especially since he's not there in the second one. You know, knowing that he can get to Gwen easier, and that's how he'll crush Finney. I thought was a good move, but that's also where my gripe comes in. So the dead can't affect the living, right? None of the boys in the first one can do anything to Finney because they were gone, and that's how the part 2 started. In the dream state, That's where, this started happening. And that was understandable for me. In that dream state, then she can relate, interact with the dead. But then it starts to spill over into reality as the movie goes on. And I'm like, I ain't supposed to be able to do that. I think they should have just kept it solid and not, what I'm saying? But I understand why they did. So the grabber was giving Gwen the mean hands throughout the movie. And then towards the end, he shows up and he's ice skating and he's gashing folks and he's doing, this and that to people who aren't in that dream. And even at the end, Finney was able to put paws on him. He couldn't see him, but he was able to touch him. And I'm like, all right, now we kind of getting out of hand with this. The other thing was the beginning of the movie where mom was calling because she was having her own dreams and she had said that she had found or saw 7 numbers, and that 7 numbers end up being numbers to the phone of the grabber's basement 30 years in the future where she talked to Gwen. And I didn't really understand that. I didn't piece that puzzle together. I'll look into it. So for the sequel, I think they went in the best direction possible, taking elements from the first movie, expounding on them in the second movie, showing us backstories of the grabber and how evil he really is and the lengths he'll go. Other than what I said, that was a good flick, especially coming from the dude who did Sinister. Like, I don't got nothing bad to say. The second one really did step up and it satisfied my little horror needs. So as always, like, comment, subscribe, and know Stale Face is always here. New movies, new reviews, and more opinions.